Good morning everyone. So in this video, we are going to cover the current affairs. For mobile optimized ebooks, please install GKToday Academy app. For regular updates, please join our Telegram channel. Now we have started a new channel, Civils Academy, so you can subscribe to it if you find it relevant. Now before we start, Happy Teachers Day. Second thing is that today the lecture is going to be little bit short as we are not going to discuss news events today. So these events will be discussed in the upcoming lecture. Anyway, now let's start. Which country has allowed flights from all countries to cross its skies to reach the UAE? So this country is Saudi Arabia. And recently, after the request of UAE, Saudi Arabia announced that it will allow flights from all the countries to cross its skies to reach the UAE. Now, recently, Saudi Arabia was in news as it is the president of G20 group this year. Saudi Arabia was also in news as recently it became the first Arab country to be the full-fledged member of FATF. What is FATF? It is Financial Action Task Force. Now, Saudi Arabia is G20 president for this year. Italy is going to be the president for next year. And India will be the president in 2022. India will also host Interpol conference in that year. Interpol stands for International Police. CBI represent India in Interpol. Headquarters of Interpol is in Lyon in France. Recently, France was in news as India decided to purchase Hammer missiles from France. Now G20 was also in news as recently India proposed G20 principles on coordinated cross-border movement of people. Metro train services are to be operated across the country except in which state or union territory? So right answer is Maharashtra. So recently MOHUA, that is Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs, released guidelines for restarting the metro services and these will resume in the states except Maharashtra. Now recently Maharashtra was also in news because of Project Platina. State was also in news because of Maha. So Maha is a job portal. Maharashtra was also in news because of Mahaparwana initiative. So the objective of this initiative is to boost investment in the state. Apart from that, the first women state election commissioner of Maharashtra, Neela Satyanarayanan, passed away recently. Hichem Mechichi has been designated as the new prime minister of which country? So this country is Tunisia. Recently, he won the confidence vote. Now, Tunisia is going through a political turmoil and this is the third government in Tunisia since October 2019. It is a country in Africa and it shares border boundary with Mediterranean Sea. It is important to note that Tunisia is in Maghreb region of North Africa and the northernmost point of Tunisia is Cape Angela, and this Cape Angela, which is the northernmost point of Tunisia, is also the northernmost point of African continent, and this shares border boundary with this Mediterranean Sea. The capital of Tunisia is Tunis and currency of Tunisia is Tunisian dinar. Who has been appointed as the secretary of MOSPI, that is Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation? So recently Chhatrapati Shivaji has been appointed as the secretary of MOSPI and he has been appointed as the chief statistician of India. Now recently MOSPI was in news because of NSO. What is NSO? It is National Statistics Office, and recently NSO released GDP data, and as per that data, India's GDP contracted 23.9% in the first quarter of this year. Now NSO is under Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation, and NSO was formed after the merger of CSO, that is Central Statistical Office, and NSSO, that is National Sample Survey Office. Next question is, which Indian state or union territory has set up a council for the conservation of biological diversity? So this has been done by Jammu and Kashmir, and the council shall constitute a fund, and the name of this fund is going to be Jammu and Kashmir Biodiversity Council Fund. Now in the context of biodiversity, recently Global Coalition for Biodiversity was announced, and this was announced by European Commission, and this was announced on World Wildlife Day. Answer in comment box on which day this World Wildlife Day is celebrated. Now apart from that, 22nd of May is celebrated as International Day for Biological Diversity, and India was the host of 13th Conference of Parties of CSIR. CMS. What is CMS? That is Convention on the Conservation of Migratory Species of Wild Animals. And because of this event, India has marked the beginning of Super Year of Biodiversity. Next question is, which cricketer has been appointed as the member of Australia-India Council to promote the business ties? So, Matthew Hayden has been appointed as the member of Australia-India Council to promote the business ties. Now, apart from Matthew Hayden, recently one more cricketer was in news, and he is Cameron White. So, Australian cricketer Cameron White recently announced his retirement. Australia was also in news because of Pitch Black. It was also in news because of 2+2 dialogue, as now with Australia, Japan and USA, we have 2+2 ministerial level dialogue. Apart from that, Australia was also in news because of SCRI, that is Supply Chain Resilience Initiative, and it is a joint initiative by Australia, India and Japan. Apart from that, Australia was also in news because of Quad. Quad stands for Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, and Australia, Japan, India and USA are the parts of Quad. Next question is, which Indian state assembly has passed a bill to protect the tangible heritage? So this has been done by Assam. So this act will cover all those heritage which has been in existence for at least 75 years and which are not covered under any national or state law. So this will provide protection to such tangible heritage. Now Assam was also in news because of Orang Tiger Reserve. It was also in news as India's longest river ropeway was inaugurated in Assam. Assam was also in news because of Dhanvantri scheme. It was also in news because of Arundhoi scheme. Next question is, as per the US Department of Defense report, which country has the largest navy in the world? So this country is China, and this is a report by US Department of Defense. Now recently China was in news because of MEIS. China was also in news because of Bidou navigation system. Apart from that, China was also in news as recently European Union has imposed first ever sanctions over the cyber attacks on the organizations of Russia, China and North Korea. Recently, European Union was also in news because of Nirman Sri initiative. Next question is, which institution has developed a method to detect the coronavirus infection using mass spectrometer? So this was done by IGIB, that is Institute of Genomics and Integrative Biology, and this institute is under CSIR. What is CSIR? It is Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. So this was founded in 1942, and A.R. Mudliar and Shanti Sarup Bhatnagar were founders of CSIR. Prime Minister is the ex officio president of CSIR. What is the meaning of ex officio? That means whosoever is going to be the Prime Minister will be the president of CSIR. Present Director General of CSIR is Shekhar Mande. So Shekhar Mande is the Director General of Council of Director General of Council for Scientific and Industrial Research. Next question is, what is the theme of this year's US-India Strategic Partnership Forum? So the theme was Navigating New Challenges, and recently this event was organized and Prime Minister addressed this event in a virtual mode. Now what is US-India Strategic and Partnership Forum? So it is non-for-profit organization to promote the ties between India and USA. Recently, USA was also in news because of Operation Legend. It was also in news because of Operation Rap Speed. USA is the biggest trading partner of India. USA is the largest investor in UK. India is the second largest investor in UK. Recently, UK was in news because of Vaccine Summit. UK was also in news as it is going to be the host of next Conference of Parties under UNFCCC. The last Conference of Parties under UNFCCC held in Spain, and it was under the presidency of Chile government. Next question is, which state has entered into an agreement with CSIR, Indian Institute of Chemical Technology, for setting up bulk drug park? So this is state of Andhra Pradesh. Now recently Andhra Pradesh was also in news as it is the top performer in the overall implementation of Poshan Abhiyan, and this Poshan Abhiyan was launched in 2018 and it was launched on the International Women's Day. It is implemented by Ministry of Women and Child Development, and September month is celebrated as Poshan Mah. That means Poshan month. Apart from that, Andhra Pradesh was also in news because of Restart Initiative. So this is a revival package for MSME sector. Recently, central government launched Champions Portal for the revival of MSME sector and to provide support to the MSME sector. Next question is, Hindi, Kashmiri and Dogri are set to become the official languages of which state or union territory? So this is the union territory of Jammu and Kashmir. And recently, the Union Cabinet approved a bill which will give official languages status to these three languages in Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. And these three languages are apart from the existing official language of Urdu and English. And this bill will be presented in the monsoon session of Parliament. Now, in Parliament, there are three sessions, that is BMW. B stands for budget, M stands for monsoon, W stands for winter session. Now, for this monsoon session, recently it was decided that there will not be any question hour. So please read what is question hour. Now coming back to Jammu and Kashmir, recently Manoj Sinha was appointed as new LG of Jammu and Kashmir. LG stands for Lieutenant Governor. Previous LG was GC Murmu and now he has been appointed as new CAG, that is Comptroller and Auditor General of India. It is a constitutional post. Next question is, what is the cap imposed by the government on the incentives under merchandise export from India scheme? Cap stands for upper limit. So this upper limit is 2 crore rupees and this was recently announced by DGF. Now, what is this merchandise exports from India scheme? So this is a scheme under FTP. What is FTP? It is foreign trade policy. So it is a trade policy for time period between 2015 to 2020. Now, this scheme was launched as a part of this trade policy, and under the scheme, the benefits are provided to the exporters in the sectors that generate employment and that provide competitive edge to India in exports. So those sectors are supported by the government through this scheme. This is for products. For services, we have Service Exports from India scheme. Now, what is DGFT? It is Directorate General of Foreign Trade and it is under Commerce Ministry. It is important to note that recently Commerce Ministry announced that this merchandise export from India scheme will continue till the end of this year and after that RODTEP will be effective. What is RODTEP? It is remission of duties and taxes on export products. Next question is, which organization is to procure 250 electric vehicles from Tata Motors and Hyundai Motors? So this organization is EESL. What is EESL? It is Energy Efficiency Services Limited and it is under Ministry of Power. Now this EESL is Energy Service Company and it is the world's largest public energy service company. Public means government owned. So it is a 100% government owned entity and it is under Ministry of Power. Recently, it was in news because of RAISE initiative. So this RAISE initiative is a collaboration between EESL and USAID. And USAID started this initiative under MATRI program. EESL was also in news as recently India's first electric vehicle charging plaza was launched in Delhi in Chelmsford Club. And this is a joint initiative of EESL and NDMC. What is NDMC? It is North Delhi Municipal Council. So these were the most important questions of today's video. Now, the important events of today's video will be discussed in next one. So that was all for the day.